Here we go. Put up here. So last time, beneath the weight of stone and centuries, the party descended further into the deep dark, navigating treacherous ledges and whispering tunnels where the light of gods no longer reaches. In the shadows, Sturges fed, dark mantles fell like silent cloaks. But worse was waiting. Amid moss-choked ruins and half-living roots, they encountered something twisted. A creature born not of flesh, but memory. It moved between thoughts. It hunted by the heat of recognition, and when it fell, the silence it left behind hummed louder than its cries. Now in the subterranean settlement of Blackwater Crossing, the questions deepen. Shrines lie defaced. The lake speaks without voice. Roots grown beneath the stone, older than the sun. And something stirs in the dark that remembers more than it should. The seal is cracking. The map is incomplete. The past is not as buried as they were led to believe. And welcome back to the Deep Dark and Blackwater Crossing. And we will take us... When we left the party, you guys just finished some shopping, and you were investigating the town at night. Let me get my calendar back up and put the stream on the actual game screen now. I'm gonna... I swear. Oh, that's how I did it. We did it in a journal. So part of the party, actually, I think it was just Felzik, stayed at the Mushroom Cap Inn, and the rest of you went looking around in town. And I am going to...
Felzik and Richter in the end.
Okay, I need to turn off that micro speaker. Click apply, click save. And so Richter was here too. Put him in here then. Sure. And I will bring you guys to the inn. Those that are actually in the inn should be able to see where you are. I do not like the way it's being presented here, so I'm going to do something really quick. And
yeah, that guy Scraps was talking about a letter he got, right?
Yeah, they've got a...
Or he just delivered?
They've got a map, basically. That was left with him. There. We'll do it that way. Let me go back to the conversation that you guys had with him. So they have a semi-detailed map of the area around this lake. There were a couple things marked on the map. One is near the shore. They were a little cagey when you asked about it. They basically say they're letter couriers. This map was left in the satchel after he delivered a satchel. The satchel was given back, and this map was in it. They were gonna go check it out, see what's there. They wanted to sell you the map, basically. Basically, the insight kind of that you got was that they were going to try to do something shady, but they don't really know if they're up to it on their own.
Yeah.
They want to sell it to us.
They want to.
Hi. And that's where we left off?
Yes. And for some reason.
Well,
Felzik is going to put the offer back on the table. We can relieve the map off your hands if it does seem very dangerous, but we are very suited for danger. If you give a fair price, we are more than happy to alleviate it from you.
Well, tell you what, don't I am a little worried that they may come back for me. How about you do the next delivery for me and I'll give you the map?
Felzik is going to whisper to Richter, we do not really know this area very well.
right.
Or the residents that reside here.
How about this, friend? We'll accompany you. It's in town, right?
It's at the edge of town.
Right, okay. We'll accompany you to your next delivery. And upon safe return to town, you give us a map.
I would like, let's see. We're gonna do this. Please roll that. Oh, did that roll for you automatically? Or did you roll that?
It automatically rolled.
Okay, I did not want that to happen. That's not supposed to happen.
Felzik would like to assist, adding on to it. Or either make the roll himself, saying, yes, I think that is a perfect idea. And then once afterward, you can even choose to accompany us to the map if you feel so inclined as a return of favor. Though you are not obligated to do so if you find it too dangerous for yourself.
There we go. Let's see if this works. I'm gonna try that persuasion one more time. Did they pop up for you?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure they didn't roll. Okay, go ahead.
Did it roll for me?
Felzik's rolled. I have not seen one from Richter. I now see Richter's.
Oh. Okay. I will use my heroic. Is that what it's called? Heroic inspiration?
Yes, heroic inspiration, as since you're going to be getting it back when you rest anyway.
Yeah. I will so another charisma.
I can just do this. Persuasion. I'll pop it back in there.
Well, it looks
13,
like it's
12,
gonna
12,
be
12.
12 or
Ooh, such a good start. Start to the day. That isn't foreboding or anything.
Sometimes the dice just want you to roll a certain number.
Yep. So Ferric and Vezer, I put you guys right outside the inn's entrance.
Yep, I see it.
And I am going to do one more thing. I'm going to get rid of... Nope. Did your map just go wonky on you?
Yep.
Okay.
At least mine did.
Yeah, so I'm going to go delete. I'm going to get to the right level, and I'm going to go Control V. Control Z. Control Z. Well, I can do this the easy way. You can click import. And go to the... Yeah, I accidentally hit the delete key and... deleted your background down there. So, we will make it... I will just bring you guys right back out onto this map. The archive version of the map. Richter, Felzik, Vezer, the four dudes. Boom. Visara, Relic, and Traps. And I will activate. And I am going to So the party loot is out there just so that I can see it on my streamer screen. As you did your talking, he basically goes, and get you close and give you the key, but I ain't going there to do the final delivery. You just bring me the receipt and I'll give you the map.
Do you know, have you ever delivered to this location before?
It's... Yes, but things are different.
Different how?
Mouse. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Relic goes, the map speaks as he points out at it. And if you look closely at the map, there's almost like an illusion on it. That seems to have some little swirls where one of the X's is marked on the map. Well, that X is where we're supposed to make this delivery, and it doesn't feel good right now.
Is this like a hunch?
Visara goes, well, how about this? And she beckons Scraps and Rillick over, and she whispers to them, how about you give us the payment for the shipment, and then we'll give you the map.
Are we there now and hearing this conversation?
You guys just walk into the inn. So you may have heard bits and pieces of it.
Wizard is just gonna slowly approach towards the table.
Well, I much like the suggestion we had before that one. The one where you take us almost there, and we come back to you. With the receipt. Deal? And,
Deal.
Ricky will...
We're supposed to make the delivery in the morning. Meet back here at dawn?
Right. That sounds good. What room you guys staying in?
We'll stay at our houses in town.
Houses in town. Alright. Well.
Feldick is going to ask, before we part ways here, May I get one more look at the map? I am not going to take it from you or anything, but I do want to see exactly where this point of interest is on it.
I would like a Specca Felzik. You should have a choice of what, when you click roll, it'll give you a choice of what to roll.
Let's find out. Yes, it does. Oh.
Nice one. You have a 0 to your investigation.
Yeah.
So I will bring up the map of the town again. So the X where they're delivering is down basically at that alongside the lake where it says Wharf District. That's where the X is on the map. There was also the X where the burnt out temple was. What you, with your check that you just rolled, you see where that X is drawn near the lake, like a pattern of swirls, colored, purplish and blue, swirling around over that X on the map. You close your eyes and open it back up, then you just see the X. Then after paying attention specifically at that location, the swirls reappear there.
I was going to say, this map is very interesting. Alright, he'll
Just-
take note of it.
Out of curiosity, so you said there's 2 X's on the map.
Yep.
But one of them is for the delivery, and what's the other one for?
Well, the one is where the delivery location is. The other one happens to be at the location in town very near or at where that burned down church was.
And what's supposed to be there? What
Nothing.
is the reason?
You don't know. They don't know. This map,
Oh, okay.
they know nothing about this map. They're worried because they're supposed to make a delivery where one of these X's are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. It took me a while to draw those connections. Thank you.
Yeah, that's the hint. They're especially the chick. She is like, something weird's going on here. We want to get our money, and maybe get something more out of this map. Perhaps is kind of worried that whoever left the map in the bag may come back after him. And Relic's just along for the ride, it seems.
Seeing as you're worried, this man might come back for you. Don't you think, well, I almost think that we should stay together. At least until the job is done.
I'm more worried about tomorrow. He traveled across the lake. I don't think he'll be back. The ferries are fairly regular, and they're no more running tonight. I think I'd rather be safe in the comforts and security of my own home.
Well, at least for my peace of mind, would you allow me to walk you home?
Sure. We'll make that an easy one. And they stand up.
Richter will stand up as well, kind of shrug his shoulders and adjust the strap that holds his great sword on his back. It shouldn't take me long. I'll be back, boys.
Understood. Would you like me to accompany you, Richter? Have somebody else come?
I wouldn't mind it.
I'll accompany Richter just to make sure that he's not by himself on his way back.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just, you're still on the map. I'm going to make your tokens invisible as well as theirs until you get back here. And I will describe your little travels to, So as you guys depart the inn, you've now been in Blackwater Crossing long enough to kind of understand that the streets aren't streets in the normal sense that you would have topside. They're more like veins. You came out of the tunnels from the deep dark. These feel like the streets feel almost like an extension of the roots of the iron root tree that you guys passed through and had the guardian there. The buildings have moss that clings to their corners. You have a fungal smell in the air throughout Blackwater Crossing. Perhaps walks ahead. His gait is slow. He hunches over. You pass by several of the businesses. The one that you guys, Ember and Ether, is now appears to be closed. Ferric. You pass a couple deep gnomes. Scrap nods at them as you guys walk by. He seems to take a side passage in between a couple of the buildings. Somewhere beyond the stone of the buildings, you hear something creak. Not wood. Maybe a fungal growth or a root remembering. And finally, the alley opens up to basically a low building tucked among the other larger buildings. Basically very small. It's like a 10-foot by 15-foot, almost just a room, kind of stuck underneath the eaves of a couple of the larger buildings. His home is simple, dark brick walls. There's some glowing lanterns in there. You see him take out his keys. There's 3 locks on the door. And he unlocks them. And he enters. Well, you know where I live now. You come back, knock once. If I don't answer, well, don't come back. I'll see you in the morning.
All right. Do be safe.
Eldest blessings be upon you.
As he goes in, he shuts the door. You hear the locks click, and then you hear a hum.
From the door?
Yep.
Well, Richter, should we get back to the inn to discuss our plans with Felzik and Vezer?
We should. The other 2, are they still standing there? The girl's name, but
the girl left with before you guys got there. Relic is still with you. I'm gonna be heading me home too. I'm good, just around the corner.
you can make it there, be well, friend. And look over at it's been a week, 2 weeks. Ferric. Look over Ferric. Yeah, we can head back and talk it over with the rest of the group.
Cool. We head back to the inn, and I'm assuming people we'll all just sit down at the table we were just at, I guess.
Okay.
Did you guys had problem on the way?
No. It was fairly quiet in town. A couple shops already turned down for the night, looks like. His house seems like there might be a magical lock along with a few regular locks on his door, so at least if we have to return to see if anything is wrong, we'll know that the enemy didn't come through or this assassin or mystery man didn't come through the front door.
What's up with this whole thing you guys set up? Where did it come from?
I'm just happy to see the group at the table and joined in, and they were hoarding a map, and he's gonna silent image a small version of the map on the table, kind of just so that we can see what the others around us can't.
I'm curious as to the X on the burnt down chapel. We passed by it quickly, but did not have time to look thoroughly at it. I wonder why this map has that spot marked off.
I can say that the holder of the map, he seems like a very paranoid guy to have so many locks, but he said that the map was speaking to him.
Oh. If it's a magical map, I could have identified it if we had the opportunity. At least 10 minutes for me.
You might have a chance in the morning, Vezzer, to do that.
I'm sure they would have wanted us to buy it first.
Yes, he did not seem very willing to share the map at all. I do not think we would have been able to get a hold of it until we purchase it.
It must be very precious, that map.
At the very least, interesting. We agreed to help them with a job tomorrow. They want to make a delivery, and we're going to be doing some of the work for them. After we do that, they said that they would give us a map. So,
Okay. So this map better be worth it if we are gonna put our necks on the line for it.
He said that it is just a normal delivery, that there shouldn't be anything wrong, but it just so happens that one of the markings are near the place.
Well, based on their attitude from what I saw, it didn't really seem like it's gonna be just a delivery, if I'm being honest. It seemed quite like there's gonna be danger there.
Yes, I wonder if the delivery, if the person receiving the package is the danger or something around it. At the very least, if we find out what happens here, we'll know what's to be expected at the church if we ever do decide to go.
I do think we should handle the delivery first if we're gonna go, before we go to the chapel, because of the nature of the more pressing matter of the delivery itself being done to that location.
on the bright side, if this is a trap, they're expecting 3 couriers.
But why would they just spring a trap on couriers? Couriers are just transporting something from one location to another. They're not necessarily the people whose that item belonged to.
Well, yeah, I would suspect maybe it's to muddy the waters and also act like a little bit of a middleman, but then you make sure there's no middleman after, to cover your tracks.
mean, I personally get there's something lurking in the back of my mind that there are dark actors at work here. That if these people are so afraid to do a delivery to the wharf, supposedly in a town they live in, just because a map has an X on it from this person, then
Yeah, well,
I regard it most likely as a trap, but I believe that it's one that should be sprung because it should not lurk here in this quaint little town.
I
I
agree
mean,
with that. I don't even think it may be a trap by a person. It really worries me that this map is showing signs of magic, and also that whatever happens there may happen at the church. Like there's some sort of connection.
On a more meta sense, team, we're sure that this is not going to set us back too much, right? For our travels, I don't know how far we plan on going in the Underdark, right?
well,
No,
it's I feel like 90% there's gonna be combat, which you
Yeah.
know in character it might not set us up that long, but out of character it might be majority of the session, depending on how hard
Well,
it.
yeah. I mean, out of character, that's fine. I don't if
Yeah.
that's okay. I'm just talking more in character.
In-
I worry. I just want to make sure our team can stay on track, and this is not going to distract us too long. Because I know we have that deadline with
As
the
long
king, and we had to crunch all those days to make sure we made it to it.
Yeah,
as long as we don't get a TPK, I feel like we will be fine.
yeah, because
Yeah,
we're
fair
sleeping
enough.
we're sleeping here anyway, so it would just be like an extra hour to the morning or an extra 2 hours to the
Good point. Good point. Fair enough.
Plus,
Okay.
last time I
Yeah, that works.
checked, we had a pretty good cushion of days. So,
Yeah, that
Yeah.
too.
so
Oh yeah, I forgot that we had a cushion too. Okay. Yeah. So all right, cool. That works for me. Ferric would agrees is okay with doing this task and investigating not only the wharf but the chapel as well before we deal with either talking to the people in charge in this town or moving on.
Bez, are you on board?
Yeah, I'm on board.
No.
I just think that we should definitely expect to fight something or someone once we arrive.
Ferric holds the symbol of Elvdath up. We will be vigilant and ready to stand stalwart against what evil we will face.
Now, did you two have anything to drink yet?
No.
But I could use a few drinks.
Richard will stand up and be like, "It's on me."
I motioned for a bottle of liquor to be brought over.
Okay.
Oh, he was gonna go get some, but
And 4 glasses for everybody.
GM,
Yes.
from the last session I did purchase a crystal flask heat proof. Can you add that to my inventory, by the way, so I don't forget it in the future?
I've got. Let me go here. Okay. I made that. Guess I didn't. There we go. That is going to be equipment, create new item. And it is 10 gold. And I got to get back to the map that you guys are on, and I'll drag it to you. And it's been added to your inventory.
Thanks.
If you guys are going to do nothing else besides drink before the night, we'll go ahead and Ferric, I'm sure you're writing in your journal.
Yes, I would like to make a check for my calligraphy tool check to write some more about our adventures.
There you go. Pretty decent check. So you do you do make note of the encounter with the Guardian and how he respected you during, you know, your actions. The memory of the taking down the thorned creature, as well as hearing about a temple to some god or goddess that you have never heard about before in your notes.
Cool. Oh, I also make note of the big ceremony cast as well for the tree.
Yep.
That I did as well. I totally forgot that was the thing we did.
Yes, you did do your ceremony there.
Cool.
I would like all of you to go ahead and take a long rest on your character sheet.
Did anybody else have anything they wanted to do?
Yeah, already,
before
yeah.
Uh,
go to bed.
I did have I did want to work on that ornate sword. Need it up still.
Okay. Go here. You spend time working on it, but your mind is distracted about the map and your impending adventure in the morning.
Oh darn.
Felzik would like to either before the long rest or after it try to ask Ian if he can do a performance of Tales of the Overworld and see if he can make any coin.
Okay, so before you head to bed, we'll see what you got here. Yeah.
We have access to external food and water, right? Because
Yes, you
we're in
do.
the inn.
Yes, you do. You're able to make 3 gold out of your little performance there. The gold weighs about the same as what it does up top side, but it looks totally different. It doesn't have the same markings on it. It's more crude or archaic to your eyes on it. The simplicity of it kind of feels nice that, you know, you being closer to the home of your ancestors, having something that actually ties you down to this region physically makes you feel a little bit better.
All right. Well, he's not spending those coins. Those are those are being kept. All right. 300. Just got some.
Yeah, anybody else?
I'm good.
I'm all set.
Okay. So I need, let's see, I've only seen Ferric. There goes Speaker Felzik for his long rest. So Vezer and Richter.
I got my long rest up there. It's a little bit farther up.
I see Richter's and I see Vezer's. Yep, they're all there now. I popped in that performance check there. So as you make your guys' way down in the morning, you're just finishing up a seems to be like a mushroom and egg omelet type breakfast that the cook prepares for you. That's basically what everybody's eating. When the 3 couriers arrive through the door, making their way towards your seat.
Richter will wave at them. Ah, good to see you all are all in one piece.
Scraps comes up to you, Richter. You ready?
Just a moment, and I'll just scoop up the rest of my food in my mouth, chipmunk it, and be like, I'm ready.
Ferric's ready as well.
Okay. Sure, I get here. And there. And we'll click activate. They depart the inn with you guys in tow. You walking through the town of Blackwater Crossing as it seems to just barely be coming up with people are just starting to rouse in the general town. You're passing a scattering of humans, kobolds, dwarves of your complexion, Ferric, and then the darker dwarves that make their home here. You see some myconoids walking around, little mushroom folk walking through town without anybody paying any special interest. As you guys make your way near to where the area is marked, they pull you into a back alley. Scraps opens his courier satchel and hands you a key. This is what we're supposed to deliver. You make the delivery and bring us the receipt and we'll give you the map.
I'm sorry, the key? The key itself is the delivery?
Yes.
All right. Who has it? Who's he handing it to?
I think you hand it to Felzik because Felzik was the one that was doing most of the talking earlier.
Felzik will ask, and who are we supposed to get the receipt from? Do you have a name of the client?
I don't have a name, but I have a way to recognize her. She has a golden bear pin that she always adorns her outfits with.
I'm sorry, a golden
Bear.
what pin?
A bear.
Bear. Golden bear.
Golden bear. Oh. We will be on the lookout for that then.
Is that a symbol that stands out to anybody?
Does it? GM?
What I'm going to do is this. We are going to do that, or yeah.
Can I give myself guidance?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I got a 18 with my additional 4.
So I am seeing Richter. On the surface, there is or was a noble house called the Hollow Court that had a golden bear as its sigil. And there hasn't been word of that noble house in ages on the surface. Ferric, your memories towards a golden bear pin go in another direction. It seems to remind you about the symbol of the silent shield. Something about an ancient protectorate. Maybe some sort of keeper of knowledge or something like that is what you would remember when you hear the word of a golden bear in.
I convey this to the party.
And
I
they
know
go ahead.
Sorry, do I know the name of the that this noble house had?
Yes, it said Hollow Court.
Oh, sorry, I didn't get that. Hollow
Yeah.
Court?
Yep, Hollow Court. It's in the chat.
Gotcha. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
So they gave you the key. They give you directions, and you can see that yes, this is down towards the wharf. Oops. We're gonna hit delete. You head in the general direction of where this meeting is. And as you get to where the area on the map was marked, as you start walking along the footpaths, the footpath seems to resonate with your steps. As you step, you leave behind like a glowing residue of your steps. And you make it to the building where it's marked. It's a small building, maybe 20 by 20. Its door faces the lake, kind of at an odd angle. It's like one of the last buildings on the outskirts of town. What does the party desire to do?
Any
Can I-
windows? What?
Oh, go ahead.
Any windows?
No.
Go ahead, Bezer.
I was just curious if it seems dangerous.
Well, you are approximately 6 miles underground in a world that you have never traversed, so I would assume everything is dangerous down here.
That's fair. That's fair.
Nothing seems any different except for the last 15 or 20 feet as you've been walking. Your footsteps have an echo of some sort of magical luminescence as you walk forward. It takes a few seconds for that luminescence to disappear.
I do want to cast light cantrip to see if like the light of that is gonna make the luminescence disappear or if it's gonna continue.
You do cast the light cantrip. The luminescence doesn't change underneath the light. It's more like the pressure of your footsteps is what's causing it.
What do you guys think? I think it's just a quirky environment thing.
Yeah, I think this is just the environment. I don't think this seems. I mean, we've encountered luminescent things before through our travels in the Underdark, so this is, I feel like, pretty normal for down here.
Is there anything on the ground that would suggest that, like a fungus or a grass?
No, the path looks identical to where you were inside the city proper. No differences, no fungus or anything growing there. It just seems that for some reason, the last 15 feet or so, as you get toward the end of town, as you make steps, your steps kind of echo with some sort of magical luminescence. A few seconds, then they dissipate. It's almost like it's a memory of you passing through here.
I'm not the magical sort, but any of you have a way to decipher what if there is any magical presence around us?
I do not have anything prepared at this moment for that. No, I'm sorry.
I do not either.
I've not prepared, or rather, I don't know the spell that lets you detect magic around you. Although I could try to identify it, but I honestly don't think this is anything worth our attention. I think this is just Underdark being Underdark.
Oh,
Yes. The lack of mushrooms, though, is something of notice, though.
oh, I will take your words for it. Shall we just approach regularly? Knock on the door, act normal?
Yes, as normal as we can.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, I think so.
As you guys get close to the door to knock normally, you see footprints, not just your steps that glow, but briefly you see one set that leads from the door and disappears halfway down the path leading away from the town. Another set moves towards it, but stops. Faint boot prints hang in the air mid-stride before fading.
How close is that to us?
That's what you see as you make the last 5-10 feet approach to the store.
And do they
To the door.
accompanied by sounds?
Nope. All you're doing is you're seeing the echoes of somebody else's prints.
Wizard is going to cast Mage Hand, which will crawl up to the door and then knock on it. So we have some distance when it opens.
The door opens and you are met with a you can't really tell whether she's human or half something's presence. Bright morning to you. How may I help you? You don't look familiar.
No, I don't think we would. We're actually helping out, stepping in for someone so that we could make a delivery.
And Fels is gonna approach with the key in hand. Say, one key.
Yagra, it's here. And as she calls and you walk out with the key in hand, you see a dwarf walk up, a female dwarf. She does have a symbol of a bear upon her. And she looks specifically at you, Ferric. Cleric of the Dawnfather?
Ah, yes. I am Ferric Anvilbreaker, cleric of Eldath. And you are?
Commander Yagra Bramble Lord.
Ah, Commander. I do not know of your name myself, but I see you bear the symbol of the Silent Shield on your fur there.
And as she reaches beside the door and pulls out an actual shield that has the symbol of Arion on it. And a devout paladin of Arion, I be. How may we help you?
Turn to Felzik. We have delivery. My friend Felzik here can help with that.
The key. Thank you. Here, she reaches into a pouch and Ferric, she is going to hand you let me get your character's right there. She hands you inventory gold. Okay, I forget. Oh, there we go. She hands you gotta do it this way. She hands you 50 gold.
Hands it to Ferric?
Yep.
Or Felzik?
She hands it to you because you're the
Felzik's holding the key, not Ferric.
I know, but you're a holy cleric.
Okay.
I'm trying to Okay, it's not letting me do that way. She hands it to you. Oops, no, you don't have 1,520 gold. You have 152 gold.
Hey guys, we should become couriers, guys.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Jeez, man.
The the dwarf hands you the gold, and the darker skinned human Felzik, as you get ready to hand the key over, she grabs a piece of paper with a scrap with a and she starts to write on it. Basically, it's the receipt for delivery for delivery of the key to them.
Thank her for that.
And you, as you thank her for the receipt, the cleric turns to all of you, the paladin, and she goes, "Remember, guard the flames, not the walls." Almost as a bidding to that the conversation is over. It almost seems like a goodbye, some sort of ritualistic goodbye.
Eldast's blessings be upon you. I turn to the rest of the party. Shall we head back to our new friends? I don't know what to call them.
Yes, let's. I do not know why he was so scared to make this delivery.
Yeah, I'm a little disconcerted by how easy that was.
Disappointed.
Actually, ma'am, you mind if I inquire about something from you?
Yeah, sure. What do you desire?
Do you happen to know what happened with the church here?
The human lady, she goes, I was a chronicler at the chapel library. It seemed like there was some sort of magical or psychic disturbance around or below the church the couple days previous to it burning. We were never able to fully figure out what it was. But the cleric goes, the paladin goes, but with this, we may find the truth. As she points to the key that the human has.
I was about to ask, does the place have a basement? Is that key for it?
The key is not for a door. It's more of a means of passage.
A means of passage.
Passage to where? And what does this have to do with the temple itself as well?
This is not a place for conversations out of doors. Would you mind coming in?
Yeah, I think Ferric looks at the party. Well, we could spare a few minutes, right? To talk to these ladies.
And it would be rude to decline such an invitation from ladies.
Ferric gestures and gives a slight bow. Says, "Thank you for the invitation. We would love to discuss this further."
We'll step in if she allows.
Okay, yep. She invites you in. There's cushions on the ground, no chairs, no table or anything. You see a couple mattresses on the back wall. Appears that they sit to do their eating and stuff here. How much do you guys know of the history of Zalzul?
Zalzul, can we make some sort of check on that? Is that he's one of the evil deities, isn't that?
Yes, VA as XA, let me, XAL, comma, apostrophe ZUL.
Oh, yes. Oh my god, yeah. I'm looking at that chart that you made, DM, with all the connections between the gods. I see that Zarzul is one of the direct enemies of Eldath specifically. So can I make a religion check on that?
Yes, you can.
Would I have advantage because Zarzul is such a
I'm
main
going
foe of it?
Yes, go ahead and roll that one with advantage.
Oh, amazing. 2 19s.
Double 19s. Woo!
Okay.
Rolls are going a little bit better, boys.
So Zalzul is not really a physical entity, but a collective memory parasite. It is one of the 6 lieutenants of Orcus, as this entity exists. During the Rising, it could not, during the war that led up to the Rising, it could not be slain or banished conventionally. The elder gods, Lunara, Arion, Eldath, and the like, they shattered Zalzul's mind into 7 psionic fragments, each called a mouth, and bound them to anchor points tied to ley line nodes, memory roots, or divine altars. That's the information that you know. Come on. And
Ferric thinking about that. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I am trying to copy and paste that into your chat.
Okay. Well, Ferric conveys that for starters to everybody. And on top of that, possibly if wherever we're going is connected to Zalzul, which is this known parasitic entity, it's possible that we may be leading ourselves into one of these locations for the psionic fragments, especially with how magical it's felt in this area, with us seeing the steps glowing outside and all of that. I don't know if that's connected or not, but that just all sounds like it's all related too much together for it not to be somewhat connected. Yeah, that's all I got.
What stood out to me was the Orcus thing. A lot of Orcus movements around here.
Yagra looks at you and goes, not a lot of Orcus movements down here, but the people down here remember Zalzul as the destroyer, as the worm.
I wonder if the tree was corrupted by one of these shards of Zalzul that we passed.
There were 7 what they call mouths of Zalzul. These psionic substructures, the fragments of Zalzul's consciousness. They were spread across the Underdark during the Rising in a ritual of divine hymns, memory, sacrifice, and harmonic anchoring. The demigod Sylvain died in the process. Or she was lost to memory in the process. You see her stand up. She turns around and there's like, it's almost like the glowing coals of like what you would see farmers or ranchers put a branding iron in. She puts her hands over the top of it, kind of like she's warming her hands. She, with her back towards you, her voice low but solid. I don't protect people anymore. I protect the silence. She turns towards you. There's a song buried under this town. It's not sung. It doesn't need to be. It remembers itself and it wants to be remembered by others. During the Rising, we couldn't kill it, so we broke it, shattered its mind, and pinned each piece beneath wards and flame. This place, was one of the pins. Sylvain was the flame. I took the vow of the Golden Bear to stay here, to keep the silence unbroken. If someone speaks the wrong words in the wrong place, the seal fails. The mouth opens, and the song begins again. She steps closer, her voice firmer. My purpose isn't to save lives, it's to outlast the end of remembering, to hold the line after the prayers fade and the names are lost. When that happens, I'll still be here, and I'll be enough. She pauses, looking at you, one at a time. But, since you brought the key, then maybe you're not here just to listen. Looking at you and questioning.
Ferric stands up. Ferric Canvobreaker, I'm here to not just listen. I bring the vigilance and strength of Eldath wherever it may be, regardless if it is in the Underdark or above ground, and I will not allow such a heinous evil to subsist and continue to prey on the innocent lives down here in the Underdark.
Felzik is going to bring up real quick. Well, we actually found you, was accompanied to, brought to you because of a courier who had a map, who spoke to him, and it pointed out points of hair in the church. After hearing which you're here for, perhaps that map is actually more sinister in nature than we had first thought. Perhaps it is trying to lure people to counteract what you're trying to do here.
Well, regardless,
Okay,
I believe it is evil in nature. I don't know if we'll be going. If we go, it'll be into the lion's den, regardless of whatever plots or schemes are being made by this deity or thing.
Okay. So first, when you first make your declaration that you're here with Aldath, Aldath, is it? The river that runs without sound, the branch that bends but does not break. I knew one of your kind once. She stood with us at the mouth in the hollow ash. Prayed until her tongue bled. Said peace wasn't the absence of war, it was the act of remembering what came before. She places one of her hands on the nearby wall. You see runes that start to shimmer faintly under her presence. If you've come to help, then help me hold this, not the door, the silence. Help me keep it heavy. She directly looks at you. I've stood vigil for years and it gets harder every day. The songs below are waking up. The names I swore to forget are starting to remember themselves. If Eldath sent you, then maybe the river has circled back. Maybe it's time to pour the light back in. But if you break what we bound down here, Ferric, knowing your name without being told, I will bury it again, even if I have to bury you with it. And then Felzik, you talk about the map. She goes, then it's learning. The Deep Dark has always had memory. That's what makes it dangerous. That's why we built flame into stone to burn what tries to return. She looks, you don't have the map, but you mentioned the church and this building being marked on it. If the choir is remembering me, then the mouth beneath this town is closer to opening than I feared. It means my name is in the song. My oath is in its verse. She steps closer to you now, Felzik, her voice now quiet. You didn't bring me the map. Did you?
We were going to go to the courier, present the receipt in exchange for the map.
She turns back to you, Ferric. You say you come with the strength of Eldath. I must see this map.
Well,
Can I do? I look at the rest of the party, kind of like I don't say anything, but I give that look of like, do you think we should show it to her, type deal?
well, we'll have to go back to deliver this anyways, and then we can get the map in exchange. And after I identify it, I don't see a problem.
That's true. You can identifying it will help. I'm sure.
Well, I'm not sure if that map is what we are now thinking it is. We should probably not try to pry into it
Well,
until at least the mouth is closed.
Well, it seems like the mouth is opening right now.
Right.
It's like whatever is down here is stirring, and it seems like it's trying to escape and maybe doing so soon. At least that's what I feel like I'm inferring from what she's saying.
Right. So we go back, we give the receipt, get the map, and assist this lady with closing the mouth. And then go ahead.
I also think it might be a good idea to do that because this lady's been here for a while. I'm sure she could help us with our overarching goal of trying to reestablish relations with the Underdark down here too. That if we do this, I don't know how well known these people are.
Belzik will say the map was found its way to the courier with the key. I do not think that is a coincidence. I think both of them were supposed to arrive here together. I think getting that map from the courier is best, but I don't think bringing it here maybe that map acts like a key as well.
Okay, so I need to stop you there. The map and key are two totally separate things.
No, like metaphorically a key.
Okay, well, see, the key that you delivered was a separate thing from the map that he found. But what worried him was that the place he was supposed to deliver this key to was marked on the map. That I just want to make sure that you weren't under the impression that they came together to the courier.
Yeah. You said you had something to say, Richter, earlier? It seemed like.
I think I laid out. Let me see. Go in and return the stuff. Get the map. Help her, and then if you wanted to identify it afterwards. She wants to look at the map. Yeah, that's about it. I think that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the map is just a map, pointing at this lure, if you will, this trap. But I don't think there is anything more nefarious beyond that. There might be some magical thing on it, some kind of a charm effect, perhaps, considering how almost enthralled it was by these, strangers. But if there is any kind of magical effect on it to, influence whoever is touching it, Identify will let me know. And you guys can take
what
precautions.
I was going to say, it came back to me. Reading things, as we know from what happened to me, could be dangerous. I'm just saying, if this is connected to the evil, you identifying it might expose yourself to some danger. But that's for you to take.
Let's once we get our hands on the map, I'm sure it's gonna be clearer.
I still think that map is part of a darker forces trap, but you are more adept with magic than I am. I will put my faith in you.
Okay.
Looks like we are in agreement.
She nods at you. It looks like sounds like you guys are going to go get the map.
Yeah.
So you guys get up and go find your party.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You leave and you walk the few minutes it takes to get back to the to Scraps and his crew. They, as you come around the corner, they nervously jolt and do you get it? You get it? You got it?
Felzik will present the receipt and say it is done.
You have the payment.
Yes, we do.
He grabs the map and puts one hand out open and the map in the other hand kind of reaching out towards you.
Eric has the gold and he'll hand I'm assuming he's asking for the payment, right?
Yeah.
Once Ferric hands it over and grabs the map.
And
Felzik will give the receipt.
okay. So we're going to what the heck? Awesome. Had a couple F-18s just pass over the house.
What?
A couple fighter jets.
Oh.
And I live like in the middle of the nowhere on the southern Oregon coast, so
Yeah.
they're probably from the Klamath Falls National Guard base. Doing some training today. This is the first time in probably months we've had 3 days without rain in a row, so they're probably trying to get some training in.
Or it could be alien invasion happening right now.
Yep. They take the receipt and the map. I mean, the receipt and the golds, and they immediately go and disappear.
No. Like,
that was
you
not
just-
suspicious.
They like run away, skitter away.
A bunch of yeah. All right. Well.
You said you were gonna cast Identify on the map.
Well, actually, before we get to that, as these guys start like getting away from us, Wizard is gonna lean down on Felzik and whisper to his ear. Your familiar is invisible, right?
Yes, it is. Do you want me to follow them?
Yeah, if you don't mind, you could send them off to see where they will go to.
All right. So Felzik will do a double. The one who gave us the map,
Yeah.
he will actually cast Creeping Touch and throw his hand on, put it like on the his other familiar and let them track each other. The hand will like try to crawl on the body of the dude unnoticed,
Okay.
while the eye will just follow him from like 10 feet away, invisible.
Let me.
Did I roll the spell? Yeah.
Godspeed. You have a.
So what kind of directions are you going to give it if it gets more than 100 feet out away from you?
For the spider one, it's going to stay in his stay hidden in his pocket or inventory.
Okay.
To, follow him, and the eye will just always follow him 10 feet away, and then after and then at the end of the day, meet back at the inn.
Okay. Got it. Okay, so you've got your spider and your thing, the eye is out. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put that here. That way I can, when I do my import into my notes, it's in there. So Vezzer, you're going to cast Identify now?
Yes, as a ritual.
Okay. So that'll take 10 minutes. As you complete your casting, the ink on the map lifts faintly from the page, glowing softly in violet and amber orange strands. Going more in spirals instead of actual symbols. The Identify spell doesn't give you a school of magic, it gives you a purpose. This is a carrier of memory, a verse written without ink, a thought remembered by the forgotten. And I am Mando, please get down. Please get down. I am going to put that in chat for Vezzer purposes.
Interesting. So is that all I get out of it?
That's what you get out of it. Out of the casting the Identify magic.
Okay.
It feels like it has the impressions of memories on it.
Okay. So once the ritual is done, I will tell this to others. Based on what I identified, there is not really a spell on it. It's just impressions of memory. It's a bit weird. Never had something like this happen before.
Could I? I'm not sure how this thing works. I'm not sure what to call it. A curse, a boon.
Oh, your little thing you got before?
Yeah. And I'm gonna like reach out and touch the. This is gonna, guys. I'm gonna turn into a demon. Touch the map.
Okay.
Kind of focus on the map and try to, ask the question. Is this connected to Zalzul? Perhaps a piece of him?
You reach out, both hoping that you get a response and fearing the same, with the mark that you previously had. You press your hand against the parchment. The map flexes, not like paper, but like skin. The ink spirals at your touch. You feel a low thrum in your head, like a humming. And then the map speaks, not aloud, but to you, Richter, in your mind, deep. You can feel it in your ribs, where the mark that you previously got sits within you that you can feel. You feel a pain that's sharp and immediate, like a blade dragged across memory instead of flesh. For a moment, your vision is split in two. One eye, you see the alleyway. The other sees something else. A massive cavern full of spiraling stone ribs. A shrine carved into the shape of a mouth held open by chains. A whisper in the same voice spoke during the pact. Carry a name you did not earn. He remembers you, and he is coming to collect. And then another voice, older, quieter, layered like a choir. You were marked, but not by me. Yet I remember you all the same. Every pact sings, every chain hums, every mouth opens. In time. And with that, we're going to take a break so I can let the dogs out so I don't get attacked here. And we'll be back in a little bit.
Okay.
Fantastic.
It's
Even
Hey, Richter's the one that told he was going to stick his hand out this time. Okay, I see Felzik, Richter, Vezer. I think I just heard the three of you. Is Ferric back? Okay. Yep, that's the streamer. We are going to have to leave a little bit early today because I have physical therapy to go to. But we still have some fun times ahead. Okay, we got Ferric back. I will transfer us over to the right screen.
I gotta say, I'm a little bit worried for your hand if he gets locked in that guy's house.
So,
Like 17 locks on that place.
Don't worry.
when we left off, Richter had some sort of sensation as he touched the map. And you guys, I think we're going to head back to the two ladies.
Yes.
Yeah.
I imagine it was disorienting and possibly painful, so I'm not even sure where. I think you said it was in his chest, but also possibly in his head. So
Yeah, it's like you heard it, but it felt like it was coming from your rib cage.
Okay, he'll hold his chest, back away and say, "Oh, I'm sure that is definitely connected to whatever's going on."
Richter, are you okay?
I don't know.
Can I make a medicine check on Richter to see if there's anything I could do to help him?
Go ahead. Let's see. That would be...
Got 23.
Nothing physical that you can see.
Okay.
I saw chains and ribs, a cave, an altar.
I'm touching the
Interesting.
map. Ugh.
You saw interesting stuff?
It
Do you know
spoke
where?
to me. No, I don't know where, but it said that it knew me. It knew me, and that I was marked by someone else, so he knew about what happened. It knew. There was multiple voices.
Okay, how can you tell me how this voice sounded like? Did it sounded necessarily wicked?
Uh, I don't know how to describe it. It was actually quite articulate. Refined, maybe.
I see. Well, I don't know what to say.
I still believe that map has a lot of bad essence in it, but perhaps we should bring it back to her and let her decide what to do with it.
Yeah, let's do that. They might have some kind of information we are missing.
Okay. So you guys head back. That's going to take you a little bit of time. And you get there. The door is shut. Again, the last 15 to 20 feet before you get to the door, your footprints have that echoing of light.
Before we get in, Felzik, we'll just say, can we look at the map? Perhaps the map is having a reaction to this effect as well.
Felzik says that.
Yeah.
Felzik, I would like you to how am I gonna do this? We're gonna say I'm gonna give you 3 choices.
Let's look at the map. You have 3 choices. That's not worrying.
Choice 1, you die.
Make a con save, you can make a wisdom save, or you can choose to fail.
So there'll be a die to roll, then it'll give you the choice.
Oh man, the +0, +0, or +0. Let's do a insight check. Oh, did everyone have heroic inspiration before they went to sleep?
I think so.
I think I used mine before I went to sleep, but I think I already.
Yeah, Rector used his, so he has his back.
I failed.
Do you not did I not give you one?
Nope, you did not give me one. If everyone has one already except for you, then you can pass me yours and I'll give you one.
No, from like the previous long rest, I would have given you one.
I think I used it already.
You already used that one? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't give you one. No.
All right.
So 6 it is.
Yep, it's a 6.
Okay, you can't really tell anything about any relationship between the map and the footprints.
Yeah, I'll just shrug then. I guess not.
Waiting for a moment before we approach the house further. Do more footprints appear around us periodically?
No.
No.
The only ones that were not yours, you saw as you made that last 5-foot approach to the door the first time, and then they kind of disappeared as you actually got to the door.
Right.
One step going in and one step going out.
One set going in and one set going out?
Yep.
I look at the okay. I look at the group. Is it possible that they were spies here?
I'm not a tracker. Is anyone here good at tracking?
Why would you think there was, though?
If there is this weird aura in this spot that tracks only your footprints and echo a second or two after you've taken a step, then on our approach we saw 2 sets of footprints that weren't ours and weren't the people currently in the house.
Wait, why do you think it's not the people in the house? There was 2 people in the house after all.
But they were already inside. one. Sorry, let me go back. One set of footprints was going inside. One set of footprints was going away from the house. So if there are two people in the house, it's impossible for at least one of those sets to belong to one of the people in the house.
Wait,
That
what
makes
if
sense.
one set is older than the other one? I don't. That's why I asked if anyone here is good with tracks, and maybe we can discern if one of the set is like, you know, it's too fresh to happen, or if it is old enough that one of them is, when they went in, and one is when they went out. I don't know. I feel like you are reaching to straws here. I think.
I am not well versed in tracking, so I will not be any help in deciding that.
I can provide guidance to whoever would like to try to do it if someone wants to make an attempt.
Is it possible to do an arcana? To understand this magical effect deeper?
Yes. I'll let you do that.
I'll give you guidance.
If we can do that with Arcana, I will roll as well.
So that'll be Richter and Beza.
Yeah,
Oh,
Weather.
is that a one?
Bezer, I'll give you guidance since
Richter.
Whoa.
All right.
I'm going to
Let's
use
see.
my heroic inspiration.
So Vezer got an 11. Go ahead and re-roll there, Mr. Richter.
There we go. 21.
Way better.
not bad. Good job, Richter.
Thank you.
Now that you're making a concentrated check of this phenomena, Richter, you notice that as the party's walking, your boot prints and Ferrick's boot prints are brighter than the rest of the party's. And they take a little while longer to dissipate than those of Vezer and Felzik. You kind of get the sensation or the idea that people that have some sort of resonance leave their prints longer in this location. Don't know what's causing it, but that's the sense you get from doing that Arcana check.
And who's sorry, I know it's not Richter, but whose prints are staying the longest, you said?
Ferrick and Richter.
So, unholy and holy people. So, they linger longer. They linger longer. And we don't see. I think you already said this. If you stand here for a few moments, we don't see any other footsteps around.
Nope.
It was just those ones from before. So I would have to expect to see if it were to linger or echo constantly, every so often, then I would expect to see some of our footsteps from before around here.
Well, so the echo is right near when you're doing the steps. Yours.
When you're doing the steps, that's what I was. Okay, so
Yeah.
What I suspect is correct. Something was out here when we were approaching. Okay, all right. I will. Okay, that's all I need to know. I will convey that. I think that is the case. People, I think we should let that lady know that her house was being spied upon. Or perhaps these are spies she knows.
Well, I think we have to go talk to her regardless.
Right.
Seems like.
Yeah.
So you make your approach to the door.
I do the secret knock.
You knock. Yagra opens up the door and beckons you in once more. You have the map?
One moment. Do you all mind staying exactly where you are? And
She starts to get a puzzled look to her face.
I am going to. How big is this room?
About 20 by 20.
20 by 20.
It's bigger than a normal bedroom would be, but smaller than, you know, it's a normal bedroom is like 12 by 12. So slightly bigger than that. Maybe a master bedroom size location. It fits you guys all not comfortably, but seeing there's not a lot of furniture in here and there's just cushions on the floor, you guys can fit without major issue.
All right, I'm gonna see if this works. I'm gonna walk to a certain side of the room, and I'm going to quickly draw my greatsword and swing it around. And if there happens to be an enemy within reach, but I miss, I can use that graze feature of the greatsword, right?
Yep, I would like you to, I'm just going to bring a dummy token out onto this screen and have you target it. Here, let's pull a dummy spider out. Go ahead and target that and go ahead and roll an attack at it.
Hey, oh, that's it. It did roll. It says that I'm more than.
Here, I'll move it.
Amount of feet away.
There.
Richter's target is 14 feet away.
Untarget it and then retarget it back. Oh, I got to put it next to Richter. There we go.
All right. There we go. Attack. And I would imagine disadvantage, right? Because visible.
Yeah, sure. You draw your greatsword and make a big, huge circle around you. Everybody, I'm assuming the rest of the party kind of moves back out of your way. Nothing at all is touched or felt as you swing the sword around. The human gets ready to draw her sword as she sees you swinging her around.
Whoa. What's gotten into you, Richter? Calm down. Are you turning into a demon?
I'm turning into a demon.
Oh, that's name. Everybody, prepare the ceremony. It's happening.
As you say that, Yagra draws her mace and shield. What's up?
Okay. Two things. One, I did ask, is the graze feature?
The graze feature got nothing. It didn't hit anything either.
Okay. Because just to make sure, it's if I miss a creature.
That's
so
correct. But
okay.
you there's nothing there for you to hit.
Gotcha.
You did.
All right, then I will.
You did 3 circles with your great axe. You're swinging around in a circle, high, medium, and low, and nothing around you got hit. So you basically cleared out at least a quarter of the entire room, probably more, by doing your little pirouette.
My antics. Okay, my antics. All right, then I will kind of squint and look side to side, and I say, when we approached your house, we saw footsteps outside, along with ours, but there were some footsteps leaving your house and entering it at the same time. So it makes me think that somebody could be here, invisible. Unless you were outside before we walked up.
You see a worried look go over Yagra's face. The sealed memory suppression is fading. What you saw were Tim's footprints. She left a short while back to inspect the warding glyphs and returned just before you arrived. She has a strong resonation with the seal, as she is the keeper of the seal. That's what probably let her footprints stay longer than just mere seconds like they normally do.
Oh, that would explain it. I'm sorry, you said whose name is that?
That would be Tem, Tem. That's the girl. That's the human.
The human. Okay. I see. Sorry, I was a little paranoid there. And I'll sheath my greatsword. No, I still have my wits about me, everyone.
That's good to know.
And the map, you said you were going to retrieve it. Do you have it?
We do.
Who's holding the map?
I think Richter was the last one to grab it.
Oh no, I just touched it. Someone else was holding it.
Oh, in that case, it's Vezir because he
Yeah.
did cast identify. So he will hand over the map to her.
Her eyes are locked on the rolled parchment that you hand over. As she opens it, the room seems to darken, not because of the light, but because of an echo of something that seems to press against your eyes and ears. The edges of the map curl inward unnaturally, just as she leans in to inspect it. The two X's start to glow brightly with unnatural light. Again, one is drawn on top of the burned chapel, the other exactly where you stand now. Around each mark, illusionary spirals bloom and pulse, trailing lines that flicker in and out of sight, spinning slow, like waking eyes. For those of you that have not seen this before, it worries you. She steps back. This is the first time that she has shown fear in this room. No. This is not a map. This is a verse layer, a resonance scheme. She points to the swirling glyphs. These are not illusions. They're psionic reflections. They're only visible when the seal is weakest, or the mouse beneath are closest to waking. Her hand clenches to a fist. It's not marking paths to anywhere. It's marking targets. She looks up at you, the party. Both sites are linked. The chapel above and this bastion, two anchors tied to the same seal. It's collapsing from both ends. And the song is spreading through memory, ink, and thought. She stops, her voice growing cold. The map is not just a tool. It is a carrier. Someone or something is learning where the wards still live, and now it's found me. It's not going to stop. I need you to make a choice. Either help me burn the map, or reinforce what's left, or follow the verse and find out what's already been unbound.
Wait, so our two options are to either burn the map,
reinforce, or just continue exploration to figure out what's been unbound.
and we would have to face whatever evils would be unbound, obviously.
There are 7 binding locations for this Zarzul, of which this map is showing 2 of them.
If let's say hypothetically we decide to burn the map and reinforce. What exactly do you mean by it? Just in the hut, reinforce. How long?
Would this be only delaying the inevitable?
If what I now feel is true, more than likely, these may not be the only two mouths that are their chains are weakening. The silencing the resonance, we would go through a series of skill challenges like we did when you guys were crossing the lake, that the lake earlier.
Silencing the resonance, you're saying, is basically reinforcing the spot and making it safe for that shard of Zarzul, and
yes,
where that location's going to be okay, and it's not going to like burst out like a week later just because we.
It could possibly.
I don't know what would happen.
The other locations, how are they around? Are they like within a day's journey of this place?
No, there. Believe there is one underneath the lake, and the other four are well beyond here.
Well beyond.
Do you know where? Like, how far are we talking? Just out in the Underdark, or are we talking months of travel beyond, above ground and far out places?
Oh no, they are all in the. They are all in the Underdark, and since you get to the so ones that I know about are at the Ember Shrine of Sylvain here beneath the Blackwater Chapel. The mouth at the edge of the lake here, which is why we have the building here. There is one near Daggerfall Hollow, in a fungal vault that has overcome some ruins. And there are 4 others that the exact location is currently unknown, but there are rumors to where they are.
If we were only to, let's say, reinforce, you said there's 3 locations here in Blackwater Crossing?
Well, there's 2 here. You've got the chapel, and you've got the one near the building in the lake.
Okay, and you said there's one in Daggerfall Hollow?
Yeah, near Daggerfall Hollow.
If we were to only do, let's say, these 3, would that, buy us enough time to not have to worry about the entire thing collapsing? Or is this like you have to do all 7, otherwise the entire thing collapses?
As each mouth is reawakened, it makes Zarzul stronger and more capable of destroying any of the other chains that bind it. As each mouth is awakened, its memories return to it, making it more whole. So it's not a as of now, I feel these 2 failing. I do not know if any of the others currently are, but if these 2 were to fail, it would make the daisy chain of events for the other chains, probably easier for Zarzul or its minions to break those chains.
Is it possible? Sorry, I real quick. Or is it possible for us to destroy these mouths? Like, can we go seek them out and actually destroy whatever is out there that needs to be chained down to begin with?
Oh, no. We tried that during the Rising. We could not destroy Zarzul. The only thing we could do was bind Zarzul. If these, the mouths are the psychic energy that we bound here in the Deep Dark after we fragmented its mind. If it was too strong with its full memories for us to even perform any type of demonic binding. You have to remember that this is a demon from the abyss, that we shattered its mind to weaken it enough so we could hold each fragment of its memories and mind away from it to keep it from returning to the abyss or doing further damage here on the material plane.
Sorry, Vezzer, what were you trying to say? I didn't mean. I apologize for interrupting.
No, it's okay. I was going to ask, the closest one is underneath that burned place, right?
Yes.
I thought the closest one is here.
Well, it's just in the lake out front of the building.
Okay.
So we could go there right. If we go there right now, can we discern anything out of it, or is it just gonna look like a lake?
She goes, we could do the binding ceremony here. We are close enough to it. It's buried underneath the silt. But she looks at Ferric. She looks at Vezzer, and she looks at herself, kind of nods at herself. It's not a visible sign. It's the eternal manifestation. The chains are a metaphor, so to speak.
Right.
So
Okay.
you know how to initiate this ritual, or is it? I'm assuming to strengthen and reinforce whatever it may be.
Yes. I do, as I was part of the original binding.
Okay. Well, we are here right now, so if we can do something about the one at the lake, we might as well do it, I guess. Is there risks we need to be aware of? Like, if the ritual fails, we will get, killed or anything like that?
So the risk is that our energies could provide some sort of resonance that breaks the chains prematurely. But the benefits of strengthening the chains, I believe, would overcome that.
Well, if we don't do anything, it is going to break eventually.
Yeah,
This way.
I agree, Vezzer. We should just do. I feel like we should do these two, and it's because Zarzul is too great of a lieutenant and powerful being to allow to escape whatever chains may bind him. So we should definitely take care of this and the one in the church before, I would hope, continue on to Daggerfall Hollow as our last stop on our journey. The last 4 locations, I mean, I don't know what to make of that because they are unknown to many. Obviously, to our new friends here, they are unknown. So it might be type of thing that we'll have to put on the back burner maybe until we get more information.
Yeah. Can you start the ritual right now?
Yes, we can. Our first step would be to perform a harmonic analysis in the area. This is our first step in a set of skill challenges. For this first step, you may roll Arcana, Occultism, Religion with a DC 17, or Perception with a DC 18. The number of successes or failures will determine what happens.
I assume occultism is some Pathfinder skill.
Oh, yeah, that you used yep, I'm sorry. I'm so
Nice,
used to
close.
doing that. Let's see if I can come up with something.
I'll use Arcana anyway, so it's fine.
I got a question, DM. So this is like another thing that's gonna we're doing some big ritual here for like a long while, right?
Yeah,
'Cause we're doing a bunch of spell checks.
it'll be about 15 minutes total.
Okay. I was gonna ask if, similar to the Great Tree situation, if I used ceremony, if that could like give us all advantage during this, but that's an hour long.
Yeah,
so I don't
ceremony would
think
be an
I don't
hour
think-
long.
Okay, that's fine. I was just curious. Cool. So I'll can I make the check with guidance and or give somebody else guidance?
I will let you give one person guidance for each phase. So let me. So instead of the occultism, I will let you do Arcana. And I forgot, when I set this up, I set it up for a Pathfinder group. So the DCs are actually going to be lower. I'm going to repost.
Belzik, I gave you guidance, by the way.
Thank you. I probably will need it.
So those are the skills that you would have: Arcana, Religion, or Investigation, or Perception for an alternate.
I rolled Arcana and got 17.
So that one is a success.
I am rolling Religion. Yeah, that goes.
I rolled Arcana, failed.
Ooh,
I did real bad.
Do you guys have inspiration to spend on this?
I do not.
I do not. About to fuck this one up on the first try.
Okay, we're gonna do it this way. We're gonna do shift, 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 shift. We're gonna do this. For Richter's failure, I would like you all to roll that saving throw. Wait a second. Roll that ability check, intelligence.
Okay. So close to 20.
Man.
Damn, you guys lost all your.
Oh man.
Ferric, Richter, and Felzik, you have disadvantage on skill checks during the phase 2 of the ritual.
Yummy.
Oh, that's brutal.
So the gifts, as you guys are doing your analysis, the glyphs around you and the resonance from, like, you guys see where you guys were walking, stuff starts to glow. You're able to interpret the frequency of the echoes and kind of sense where they're echoing out towards the lake, but it did come at detriment to the party. Some of the stones, like when she touched the wall earlier, some glyphs started to show in the building that you're in. They are starting to glow again without her touching them. They're shuddering and shifting. The stone beneath your guys' feet starts to flex as if it's alive. You must anchor this shifting for this phase 2. Athletics, religion, performance, or insight.
Richter, you have guidance this time.
Insight. Athletics. I'll do... Really?
Richter is just fucking everyone up.
You do have guidance, Richter. I mean, you try to get that at
Sorry,
least
that's
to a
not even
10,
at- I'm
hopefully.
sorry, that's not even at disadvantage. I'm sorry. Let me roll at disadvantage.
Oh.
Oh yeah, you guys.
I rolled with
Both have-
disadvantage.
So
Oh,
it
yeah.
is a 7. It is a 7 with. It's a 10. That's still a failure.
So Richter and Ferric, I would like you guys to roll that.
Is this also at disadvantage?
No, this is not the skill check for that phase. And you both succeed.
Good job.
You feel foreign memories pressing in. Some are yours, some are older. You must contain this psychic bleeding that's coming through the rift. For this phase, Arcana, Deception, Medicine, or Survival.
And we're not rolling with disadvantage, right? For those of us
Nope,
who...
no more disadvantage.
Vezir, you could have, or I guess I'll give
no.
it to Felzik again, since Vezir you rolled well.
Mine's got rolled privately, and this is. The
I saw it. Yep.
Deception.
So I am Richter. I'm waiting on Richter.
You can't do 2 of the same ones, right?
You've got Arcana, Medicine, and Deception so far, so I'd let you pick any of them.
Oh, okay. Then I'll do Arcana again.
I didn't even realize I got a nat 20 on that.
Yep.
Yeah. Nice.
The voices that are in your head start to dissipate, but they're still there. All of the walls and the floor of this building are pulsing. The glyphs around are starting to form a mouth-shaped spiral. You are trying to do the final seal of invocation, where you have the following options. Religion, Arcana, Persuasion, or Intimidation.
Vezir you could have it this time. You didn't have it any other times.
Okay.
Well, I guess you didn't need it, but...
So 19.
And
Oh my god, why is...
Just one more.
you see sweat
do
pouring.
mine?
I saw everybody's come through. You see sweat start pouring down Yagra's face. Close, so close. And the runes start pulsing brighter and brighter and brighter. And we are gonna let the fate of the gods decide.
Richter.
Oh no! What is this?
Demon inside you fail.
Oh no, it's happening.
Well, this is how he turns into a demon. This is how it starts.
Richter, the everybody, you see the runes glowing and pulsing throughout the room. But the glyphs dim, but not to silence. Instead, you see a low pulse continuing to throb from, and you can feel it beneath the stones below your feet, almost like a second heartbeat. Richter, the third verse does not sing. It breathes now. In your mind and out of your lips come the following. Oh, I've got it in the journal. We're going to go right click, configure ownership, server. And I'm going to right click, show players. We sang a void before the dawn, where time is teeth and stars are gone. From coil to hymn, from word to flesh, the choir feeds where thought is fresh. The name returns where none remain, the godless spell is struck again. One mouth to echo, one to bind, and one to eat, the waking mind. You hear that in your mind as your mouth involuntarily says those words, at which Yagra states, "We failed. You didn't fail. You bought us time, but now we all carry the cost in our bones." She looks at Tim looks at you, Richter. The third mouth did not open, but it remembers you. That's enough. That was enough to begin a verse. You see Yagra start to pack a backpack and a satchel. The silence is broken. My vigilance is done. There is no more for me here.
Where are you gonna go?
You can come with us if you cannot stay here anymore.
Could you not help us at least attempt the ritual in the other location in town?
And furthermore, we will go back to the surface eventually, and we do work for powerful individuals. You could explain to them the situation down here, and they might be of help more than us.
As this binding location was Yagra's responsibility, Tim goes to Yagra. Yes, please help me bind mine. Please help me keep it strong after this one is weakened. And Tim agrees to, Yagra agrees to help you guys at the church.
Felzik will also say, and we do have to burn the map. Should we burn it, or should we destroy the map before trying? I don't know if it played a part in the ritual or not, but I do not like us having this map to begin with. Ricker to begin with, it may have an effect during these rituals that we do not know.
She says, Ordinary fire would not be effective. Possibly radiant or divine fire. I have nothing that would do true destruction. But we can try. What is your choice?
Well, the origin of this map is infernal.
The map was a regular map, but it somehow is now possessed with the memories of
Cycle.
of Zalzul, and note it's marking locations of the bindings, the binding locations. If you actually look at it with the failure you guys had on this first ritual, the swirl that was over this building, it's no longer swirling, but the illusionary pattern is almost solid there. Like something is reaching out of the map at that location.
Okay. If these locations are memorized now, if these locations are memorized now and they are fixed, then I guess we could just keep it until we know a way to permanently destroy the map. If we burn it and it's not gonna go away permanently, then there's no point in doing it. It's just creating more challenge for us down the road if someone else gets it, you know.
To truly purge this map, I feel it must be destroyed in a flame consecrated in Sylvain's name. Tim goes, her flame still exists below the chapel. We now have the key.
That's the same chapel as the church, or is it different?
That's the church. Yes, that's the church. Yep.
Okay.
And she goes, we now have the key.
Everything points at the church. Then let's go. We cannot delay little.
Yeah, I believe we should head there now.
Okay.
Unless anybody has any objections.
Let's make our way over there. Post haste.
Cool.
Okay, I am getting you guys on a map, and I will bring you there shortly.
Ooh, there's a real map.
Yep. I'm missing a body.
Time to suplex some demons.
After failing that last one, I feel like we really got to redeem ourselves with this one, boys.
Yeah.
If we can. Otherwise, we're just doing half of the demon's work for him.
Well, it's going to happen anyway, so it's not like we're...
Beric, Rikta, Felzik, Vezer, Yagra, and Tim.
Who is Tim?
That's the human.
Other woman.
She's the archivist for the Sylvain's church.
Okay, sorry. I didn't realize that. I thought her name was something else. The other lady.
So Tim is the one on the left, and Yagra is the one on the right. These are the burnt church ruins. As you guys get closer and closer to the church, Felzik, when you get about 3 to 4 blocks away, somewhere in the neighborhood of 100 feet, you feel your familiar's presence. as you start to get closer and closer to the church. It, sensing you, immediately comes back to you. When it gets near you, I'm going to put it on the screen. It's invisible for purposes. You sense dread and worry from it. The 3 couriers are dead.
Great. Great. Your eyeball was watching them?
Yeah, the eyeball was watching them. Did an hour pass?
No, it did not. It was about 45 minutes or so.
Yeah,
So
so
you
my
saw-
spider familiar would come back and reattach itself to my wrist too as well.
Okay.
Yeah, he would share the information. They are perished.
Well, it seems like possibly time. Do we think time is of the essence with what your familiar has seen?
I would think so. I think this. I believe that whatever gave them the map is cutting off loose ends now.
Okay.
That must mean that it is able to do things on its own.
Alright, well, then I guess we'll have to sacrifice some caution to be quick.
You have additional allies here.
So they lead you to the sepulcher where Tim goes. It's rumored that Sylvain's bones are kept within. She takes the key that you provided to her earlier, and in front of the sarcophagus, there are all sorts of series of indentations. And almost diagonally, this key fits within one of them. And as the key goes in, around you, it starts to glow. And you feel your stomach lurch up towards your mouth. You feel yourself twisted and turned and pulled through time and space. And you're at somewhere. You don't know where, but it's not where you started. You see glowing lights around you. See crystals and fog. And with that, we're going to have to end the session so I can go to my appointment. But this is where we will begin next week.
Ooh, I'm excited. Okay, this
Wow.
is...
Talk about a
This-
good cliffhanger.
Yeah, yeah. This looks like some cosmic map with the light coming from the edge.
They give us a heads up. We're going to be ripped through time and space.
Yeah. I feel like level 20 wizard, guys. I'm sure we will do fine.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream so we can have a discussion.